Hello. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. We're going to start on the desk today. I think I like it when I start on the desk. But who knows? It's how I'm feeling today. If you are here, hit that like button so this can go out because I feel like some people might need it today because why? I needed it for me. I just literally finished up with praise and worship. Me and William Murphy was going strong. I would have left it on, but YouTube with their it's got to be in their thing so you can have copyright stuff and all that, which I get. So if you are here, I'm gonna, I wait till I get my email notification. I'm moving some things around so I don't be distracted, putting on the do not disturb so that you can have all my time in this next hour or whatever the Lord deems necessary. That's just how we're going to do it. So hit that like button. I did come into the chat earlier on my phone, on my laptop, and I put in the free download. So I think I can do it here and put it on the, look, I don't know if it makes a difference. Let's see. I feel like it'll just be putting it up twice. Yeah, that's all it did. Hey, Bernadette, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? Oh, it put it up over there too. Listen, I'm learning some things. So I have learned that I can put some things in the chat because in the past I wasn't sure. So I did a little, you know how it is. Okay, I've gotten my bell notification because remember I said if you're subscribed to the channel and you are just subscribed to the channel, but you did not hit that bell notification all, then because I guess it's my channel. But some people have said they have not gotten the bell notification. I mean, they don't get the email. So I would like for you to make sure you get the email. So when I do go live, you can be here. Now, we finally named the studio. It's Create Joy Studio. I don't know what took me so long. I've only been saying it and doing it for like the last 3 years. But for some reason, I was listening to Myron Golden and it just popped up there. And it's just like, hey, you're already doing the thing you're trying to figure out. Duh. I guess I was. Okay. So here we go. I'm not going to tarry long, as the Baptist preachers say, and I'll make sure I come and give you the word and then close out. But as we know, the Baptist preachers, those that know, they close out about 10 times. So I'll try not to stop it and start it again. One thing about live, you can't, what do you call it? You can't undo it. You can't erase. It's live. This is what's going on. This is usually what life is like. All right, let's see if we can get back to... Okay, we're live again. All right, I feel like it's back. Now it's showing different on my thing. All right, there we go. All right. Let's pause and let's see. Because too many people don't want to deal with technology. Nobody waits around for technology. But hopefully we are... Okay, Mr. McKoy, you just popped in. Were you there before? I feel like the internet wasn't working for me. But I feel like it's working now. Because my pad has changed. Let's see. So which means people probably dropped off. And hopefully we'll come back. Because I'm glad. That's why I put my phone up. So it lets me know when it's not working. And this is why I have it on my phone. Because I was just like, oh my goodness, that's still not on my desk. Which meant that it was messed up. Okay, does everybody see we have our pad now. Y'all, just like those technologies, how that technology just swooped and messed up. That's how life does. That's exactly how life does. Now I'm going to keep my phone on because I feel like it's going to still swip in and swip out. And I'm not going to really focus on it, but but I think we're cooking with oil. I think we're cooking with oil now. I think we are. I think we are. I had to close down some more stuff on my phone. Do 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 do. Okay. Okay, let's move forward. I think we're technology is kind of caught up now. I think we're good. So, I had to go back because I realized that things were a little stuck and I felt like we were not live and so I had to change internet. But guys, just like I had to pivot with that, that's how technology is. Technology is the same. Technology, life is the same way. Life does the same thing. Literally just what happened. And the same thing, I have to pivot. I had to pivot. So as I was talking before, if you're not someone that does the watercolor, like I'm going to go into several different tools that I do use as techniques, because I thought about it. It's like everybody doesn't do watercolor that listens to me. Some people just come on here to listen, do the watercolor and that thing. But I really want to give you something simple. Either have your journal or get you just a little book so you can doodle in. And that way you can write words in it, use the affirmation, the free affirmations that I'm providing. You can start off with those. You can write them down. Like I was saying when I realized that I didn't feel like it was live anymore. By the time it catches up, it just seems like the internet is just like a little behind me. And so I'm trying to slow down a little bit, but I think you get it a little different than I get it. So I'm focusing on the wrong thing. But what I was saying was restore. I needed to restore restoration. The end result was for the words. When I did the affirmation, it was to get to the place that I wanted to be. And then when I got tired of being angry with everybody else for something that God had did, I had to really just go to the person that I was mad at. So my prayers became a little private. So it wasn't something that I wanted to share. So it is in, like, let's see. I don't have any like that in here, but I would do something like, oh yeah, like this, and then I would cover it up. So that way that you wouldn't, if somebody happened to pick it up or put a sticker over it, something as simple as that. Because I needed to get into the place of releasing the negative. It wasn't anybody's fault that my son was murdered. Even the people that killed my son, it wasn't their fault because God is the giver of life and death. And so therefore, the timing that it happened, it had nothing to do with anybody else. Now, did the people that actually had something to do with it, did they have to be punished? Absolutely, because they're doing. But the end result of death, the giver of life, the person that gave me Joshua, is the person that took Joshua. It was like, even if it wouldn't have been, let's say because in the mother's world, I go down the rabbit hole and I'll be like, I should have did this. I could have did this. I should have did this better. Or I shouldn't have moved here. I did all of that. At the end of the day, you can do the coulda, woulda, shouldas all day long. God is still going to do what God wants to do. I don't care what you do. Okay? So don't beat yourself up about it. All right. So that's why I wanted to share. Get you some pens. Get you a book. And write that mess out. Get it out of your head. Once you get those words out of your head, like it's so freeing. It is so freeing. So I got this, I pulled this out and I was just like, you know what? Maybe the people that don't want to do what I'm getting ready to do, just get you a pen, a pencil, write out the affirmations, journal, your planner, whatever whatever it is you do. Incorporate those affirmations, those words, or you know what? Use them as a starting point to get to your own. All right, let me take a sip of tea. And look, I even take, let me show you how much you can do this. This is the tea that I'm drinking. It's black tea by Bigelow. Over here, tea happens. All right, so something simple. Like I'm trying to tell you, it's not hard. But do something so that you can get that BS out of your head. Because grief will knock the hell out of you. I ain't lying to you. Grief will be like, yo, I'm here today. What we doing, or what we not doing? Because usually when grief shows up, it just rocks you off for whatever you thought you was finna do, and just be like, ugh. Then you be in an old bitchy mood. Then you be trying to decide, well, how are you gonna get out of that? It's just too much. So yeah, use the affirmations or do something simple like that to get that foolishness out of your head. And look, that's Karen's world. That might not be your world. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put 2 here. So I'm gonna split this up because this is another way. I'm gonna actually be using watercolor, but you can use the pen. You can get you some. Go to Walmart, or better yet, don't go to Walmart. Go to. Let's just do it in half. Go to what's that place? The dollar store. Go to Five Below. Y'all know I'm a big fan of Five Below. They got cute little journals. They got cute little pens. And that way you can get you some tools. Just get you some tools to help you get through this. Because at the end of the day, I don't want you to have to go through a lot of the hard roads that I had to go through after my daughter died, my daughter and my granddaughter. It was just a hard place. And so for that, I want you to be able to navigate life a little easier. All right. Oh, I feel like, see, that's a little wonky. I want to pull this up and make that straight. But I'm going to let it be. We're not going to worry about it. We're not going to worry about it. All right. Here we are. Here we go. Here we go. So today's topic. We're talking about watercoloring. The beginning of it, I think I started with something like watercoloring through the pain, healing after life. Then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Let me just show some of the techniques that I use, and I've used this to heal, and all the cute little words and sayings. Let's rip this up. I don't care about that right now. I want you to focus on you. Take a deep breath. Really, really focus on your mindset and how you are feeling right now. Like, totally. Be in check. Write a word down. Get your pen and a piece of paper. Like right now, I'm overjoyed because, like I said, I was just finished with praise and worship. Had the music going. Had my tea going because I knew that I needed to be in a good place, because I had a conversation with a friend this morning, and and I tell y'all, when I'm usually when the lives are what do you say, inspired by someone, I usually let them know first of all that this live is going to be inspired by this conversation. So me and her friend, we had that conversation, and then I thought about it. I was like, how many women? And then I was like, well, how many people? Because I want everybody to do self-care. Y'all, these are my Mission. I haven't pulled Mission out since I put them in this. I don't know what color I want to use, so I'm wetting them all up because they haven't been wet since I put them in here. All right. And then we're going to paint different things. Okay, so I'm going to create my joy right now. So if you're here, chances are you've walked through something heavy. Or maybe you're in it right now. Maybe you're going through the bs.com right now, right? Okay. And I want you to know, listen, you're not alone. I see you. I feel you. And today we're going to talk about how watercolor can be more than just paint on paper. It can be a path back to who you are. And I'm going to use, as I'm painting and as I'm talking, I'm going to use my own life. The only thing I hate about this is when I'm doing the live, like I can't just put it over there because then you can't see it. I want you to still be able to see the palette. Okay, let's just put it there. You can see half of the palette, and all of my paper is what's important. Okay. Okay. So grab your paints. Like if you're watching replay and you do this on replay, you got your paints. Or remember, I just told you to get your journal, or you just came here to, hang out with me for the conversation. That's fine. All I want you to do is get unstuck. Like if life is knocking you down right now, excuse me, you're trying to figure out how in the hell am I going to get through this? Like what am I going to do to make this better? I get it. All those questions, I get it. Been there, done that. Like I said, after losing my son and daughter and granddaughter, I needed something to help me breathe again. And watercolor let me be, let's see, it met me in my silence, and it helped me to not remain silent. And the sadness, it didn't judge my tears. I judged my tears but the watercolor, it was just there. And some of my paintings, y'all, have my tears in them, right? Because I was crying. I would be crying, having a conversation with myself. Or I told y'all I had that good old conversation with God and let God know like he cared or like it mattered. But I felt a whole lot better after I, pretty much used some words and just like, listen, I just can't believe you put me here again. That was after my son died. After my daughter died, I just couldn't believe I'm here. Like, what? This, I don't understand. What am I supposed to do with this? Right? So, just like watercolor is unpredictable, that's how my life was. That's how it was. And it didn't matter. So my life journey just happened to be grief was the thing that rocked me. Everything else I think I pretty much felt like, I'm going to say it like that, felt like I could handle. And you might be feeling that way. Like you might be feeling like, I got this, or I feel like I got this, or what have you. But if you're unsure, then maybe you're in the place where I was. Now, I'm not going to be doing all my pretty roses. Not going to be doing all of that. Not. What I am going to do is kind of give you like a overview of how I was, having this conversation and, how I was getting through it. Slapping paint on paper, one brushstroke at a time. Having the conversation with God. I can't really go into the words I use right now, but just know we had a serious conversation. I felt the need to, as my grandma would say, don't question God. I felt the need to question the daylights out of him. Like, why am I here again? I feel like I've been through enough in my life. Why I gotta go through this? Like, why am I child? What and all the things. Okay. You maybe haven't lost a child. Maybe you've lost a job. Maybe you lost a relationship. Maybe you feel like you're going to lose a relationship. Maybe you've lost someone. Like, I don't know what your thing is. You write down, think about your thing, right? That's what I want you to do. I want you to think about your thing, because at the end of the day, your thing is what matters, not mine. Okay? So my brushstrokes was my self-care. It was the place where I could slap paint on paper and not just painting flowers, but doing some of the stuff that I'm going to kind of get into more, just really slapping the paint down. My hand just automatically moves to a flower now. So it's a muscle memory. And that's what I want you to get, to a place to where you start, kind of releasing those thoughts by using the affirmation sheet, the download, to really think about it. Like, dig into it. Ask yourself, what emotion am I moving through right now? What's going on in my mind right now? And when you really have those conversations with yourself, it really helps you to get through the funk. That water is too red. You don't want to use that all the time. Okay? You don't have to be an artist. All you have to do is have a willing heart to want to do something different. Ask yourself, what are you feeling? This is how I'm going to let it out. This is what I'm going to do. And guess what? You don't have to be a professional artist. You don't have to be a wordologist or nothing like that. I've already given you the free affirmation sheet to download. So that helps you to want to show up, just use the simplicity of things, right? So it's about time. It's about the final emotion. Like really, I'm thinking back to 2019. My son was killed in 2019. thinking back to life after the funeral and everything. Um, I knew I wanted something different. That's all I can say. I kept saying I needed to do something different. Why? Because I had a death. I had already lost a child, so I already knew that I was going to be hurting. I already knew it was going to be painful as hell, and I already knew I was going to spend some days crying. So I already knew that, right? So, but what I didn't know was how I was going to do it. That's what I didn't know. Okay. So the thing that I'm telling you now is if watercolor isn't your thing, I want you to find out what your thing is. This just happened to be my thing. And in the beginning, it really was just slapping paint on paper. I kind of tried to get away from them flowers because I don't want you to think that you have to draw flowers. I want you to just realize if you go to the dollar store, buy you some paint, this is all you got to do. And I'm going to show you something else and we'll get deeper into it. But this is what I was doing. And y'all remember, if you've been on my channel, you know that COVID happened. I was inside. I didn't have to go out and face the world. I didn't have to try to hide. I didn't have to do any of that because now everybody was on the same playing field. We were all in the house. People were dying and my heart went out to people because they couldn't be with their loved ones. And that just really, really took me into another place. So I wasn't thinking about me so much anymore as I was now thinking about other people and how their lives were being affected by what I was affected with. And so as we were joining on, everybody knows everybody was joining on Zooms, getting all caught up in. That was when people got caught up in TikTok and all the stuff that people were now doing. Families were home all together, whether they wanted to be or not. They were together. And this is what I was doing, slapping paint on paper, hanging out with the girls on Zoom. Every Saturday, Confident Canvas had a Zoom meetup. And this is what we do. And the more I did it, it started out with acrylic. The more I did it, the more I started feeling myself arise out of the paint. Like I started feeling better and I started smiling. I wasn't trying to hide. Like it gave me a sense of you're okay, right? So now I want you to think about, since if watercolor isn't your thing, there are so many other ways to give yourself a sacred space to just be. Watercolor gave me a safe space to just be, to really own my tears, to really, be in what I was. Because in the past in my life, that's not what I did. I kind of would take life and, move on and move to the next journey or whatever. I didn't really spend too much time in, oh God, I can't believe that happened to me, which meant I didn't process my emotions, which meant I moved on in pain. Okay, so death has a way of slowing you down and making you sit down, right? This is why I want you to download if you didn't get it in the chat, it's in the description box below. I want you to think about it. But, okay, if watercolor isn't your thing, I want you to think about some ideas for self-care. Because remember, at the end of the day, I want you to think about you. The conversation I was having with my friend earlier, it was all about we as mothers put ourselves on the back burner. We take care of everybody else and we don't take care of ourselves. And then being the mother of 7, I, could relate to that. And I think second set of kids, because I feel like I had 3 sets of kids. And so the second and the third set, it was more, I was paying more attention to me. The first set was all about, I need to do this for them, I need to do this, and that, and whatever, right? And it wasn't working out. But when you get on the plane, what do they tell you guys is part of the instructions, whatever, safety stuff. They tell you when the mask drops down, take care of yourself first. You can't take care of anybody else if you don't take care of yourself. Now, this is a mess to me, but this is how it all started. Now I'm going to take let's make this one a little messy. But they tell you to take care of yourself. So you have to take care of yourself because at the end of the day, if you don't take care of yourself, nobody else is really going to worry about taking care of you. They're going to continue to pile their crap on top of yours. And you're going to continue to take on their foolishness and all their mess, right? Take care of you. Take care of your heart. Take care of your whatever it is you need to take care of in order to show up great. for someone else. So journal with the affirmations I gave you, or have that vent page. Remember, that's what I use my journal for sometimes. Or remember, I told you to go get you a planner or a book or a journal, something simple as this, and use it as vent pages. Like, you might want to vent, like I did with God. If I could really show y'all some of the stuff, I start painting over it. But some of the stuff, if I could show you what I had the nerve, the audacity, the unmitigated gall to even put down on some paper, as I called myself praying, and like, I needed to get it out. But God knew. But once I did, it's kind of like I felt better. I felt so much better. It freed me, and it made me, I didn't blame people. I didn't blame the people who I really couldn't really grab around the neck and choke. Like, like the people that really pull the trigger, I couldn't really blame them, right? So I had to go to God. So my point is, get you a journal. Take a walk. I like walking outside. Right now, it's time for snakes to kind of be out. So we won't be out with them, but I still walk in the morning. I try to do some walking with the dogs. But do it do it for yourself, so you can take care of, again, you. Oh, I forgot to pull that tape up, but whatever. So we have little portraits here, mini portraits of just regular art. I knew it wasn't going to do it, but I forgot to. If you ever do this, make sure you take some of the adhesive off of the tape. Other than that, it'll pull off the paper. It's like putting tape on hair. All right, that's what it looks like. There we are. So this is done. Now what we're going to do, this is what I want you to think about doing. Drawing you some boxes, even in the book, the journal that I just told you can go get. You can still do the same thing in your pens. We're going to take some, I want to use black because I want it to show up. Okay. Let's see. I wanted joy. Okay, we're going to put joy. Hopefully all this is dry. If it probably isn't. Joy. We're going to make this box joy. And these are positive affirmations. Remember, we're not talking to ourselves in a bad place. Let's write here. It's okay to take a break. This is for my hardworking mothers. I don't like this pen. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to ask for space. So let's put that over here with break. Ask yourself these questions. What do you need? What do you need? What do you want? Okay. And then that goes back up to, then take a break and do it. All right. Okay. We got joy up there. Let's see. It's okay to feel your feelings. So let's put that okay up here. It's okay to feel your feelings. And remember, this is all about you. This isn't about anybody else. So don't do this and tell somebody else, you need to feel your feelings. No, you need to do it for yourself. And that way, if someone else comes to you, then you can help them, right? Because at the end of the day, the conversation that I was having earlier was I was having a conversation with a mommy, and it's like, what do you want to teach your girls? Like, you want to teach your girls to take a break, right? You want to teach your girls that it's okay to have space, to take space for themselves and ask for that time and space to be. So this is how this came out. Because when I looked at it, I was like, yeah, in my grief, I needed all of the things, which is why I ended up here on the ranch. Now I am so full of joy. I'm okay, right? You create joy on purpose. You really, really, really can't ask yourself to show up in a world that really could give less than a darn about you. When you show up, they want what they want from you, and that's that, right? So today I want you to think about what it is to create joy for yourself. It might not be in a painting like I did, but what does it look like for you? Is it on a journal? Is it in a journal, venting pages? Because like this literally could have been, I could have did this and painted each block black, because that's how my life started. Like my art journey started black, because that's where I felt. I was just like black, 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 black. Didn't want color. And now it's hard for me to just do black because I'm not in that dark space anymore, right? So, teach boundaries. People show up and they do whatever you teach them how to do. So if you want people to show up and teach. If you want to show up and teach people how to treat you differently, then you're going to have to show up differently and let them know when they're crossing those boundaries. When you don't feel joy, you have to not so much as tell them, I'm not feeling joy right now. You got to ask yourself, what do you need? What do you want? And then if you need to take a break, then do it, right? Because the ultimate goal for my life was joy. And anything that was taken away from that, I had to pay attention to. Like recently in this last month, if you've been paying attention to my lives, I had to let you know that I felt like some things was going wrong. My joy was being taken. It's just like, what's going on? It was no one else's fault. It was my boundaries. I was allowing things to just take my joy. That wasn't anybody's fault. That was my fault. So I gave myself permission to take my joy back. I wanted to feel good. So I did something similar to this in a painting. And listen, where is it? Oh, there's a whole bunch over there. I'm going to pull over here and show you in a minute. But I had to give myself space to breathe. And I had to make sure that I was in a space of peace, right? Because if you don't, then people are going to continue to do and treat you the way that they have. Why? Because you've given them permission to. So I want you to think about this. Like you can do this, like literally, if you don't, remember what I told you. If you don't, let's move this over here. If you don't watercolor like I do, you can do this on a plain piece of paper. Draw a line down the middle. If you want it straight, use a ruler. And then draw 2 more lines, depending on how many blocks you want, right? And then you can draw imperfect. Oh, look, there's that. Hey, stick people work too. That could be you. Right? And you want a smile on your face because you want it. That'll be the joy blocks. But you get what I'm saying? I'm not going to even begin to. I watercolor a whole lot better than I draw. Although I have been practicing on my teacups. Let me slow down and give you a teacup. I'll put a handle on it. That's a big old handle. That must be one of those. There you go. And then you fill in the boxes with what you want. Joy is always going to be at the center of a box for me because that's my ultimate. I want joy. I want peace. And when I say I want peace, I don't necessarily want peace in the sense that I don't want to argue or whatever. I want peace that when I cry, it will cleanse my soul. So then that leads to peace. So crying, that lets me know crying is okay. Then whenever I would go for a walk with nature, I want peace. So peace is defined for me, maybe defined for you differently. Hi, Azuka. How are you? Okay. So pay attention to what it is that you need today, because creating joy is not something that just is going to stumble upon you. You have to really work at it. Grief is stressful. And then when you take grief and stress and you put it together, it can steal the whole being of your life. Next thing you know, you got heart problems, you got blood pressure problems, and then you gaining weight, losing weight, all the things. But we get to slap them back on the page. Joy isn't always spontaneous. It's often chosen. I choose joy every single time. Simple. A paper mate, piece of paper. And I say get you a book, get you a journal book like this one. Not so much as like mixed media, but just get something that you can pen, paper, and do what I just did. And because I want you to keep it as a reminder. Okay, this is where you was yesterday. And this is where you were tomorrow. Like you get to go back. And that's what I do with my journals. I get to go back and really pay attention to how I was feeling on whatever day. Oh yeah, and make sure you put a date on it. So that one, we're going to put a date on this one. And today is the 21st for 21 because this one means something. And I put that it was on YouTube live. Right? Now I have 1, 2, 3. And this is hard for me to do right now because I'm not in a low place where I need to create joy. Right now, my heart is just always full because I've done the walk. I've done my worship. Like I did something already to get me in a good place. So this isn't, it will work. Like, right, most of the stuff I can put down right now, it's going to be that I'm already there. But I wanted to like kind of show you this so that you can really know that you can create a joy painting. There are no rules. Just pick a color, even if you're doing a pen or you're doing watercolor paint or acrylic, whatever you choose to do. Let's put it that way. Whatever you choose to do. Watercolor just happens to be how I do it. Okay. So, face red shape, face red shape. Face red. Oh, face. I get it? I'm not sure. Okay. But today is like the techniques of really slapping this down is really something that is simple. It's not hard if you don't make it hard. Really. Grief, it sucks. Right? And the other thing as a mother, right? And the other thing as a mother, I needed to do was model self-care for my children. I did it later in too, right? So if you're a mother right now, I want you to take the time to take care of yourself. When you step back and say, I need this moment, you're not being selfish. You're teaching. You're showing your children what self-respect looks like. And you have to start with your own self. You're modeling healthy boundaries. Remember, I just said something about you're teaching people how to treat you. So teach your children, and I'm talking to mothers because I'm speaking from a place where I needed that, and there was no one there to tell me, hey, it's okay for you to go and take care of yourself. Now they got wine parties, they got play parties. Girl, go. The kids are playing. No, don't do them together, but get a babysitter and do your thing. But take care of you. You're teaching your children how to do it. So when life hits, like life did when I had to be stand after my daughter and granddaughter standing by not one but 2 caskets, I would have handled it. I feel like I would have handled it a whole lot better. I would have, right? Okay, but I'm not. It's neither here nor there. I can't change it, so we're not going to live in there. But I did learn after my son's death that I needed to take a break. I needed to ask for space, and I needed to be able to feel my feelings. And I'm still doing that because I realized that even after my daughter, they've been gone 18 years. And I realized in grieving my son that I still had some work to do. So I had to back into some things. While my children were watching me grieve over losing my children, I still had to mold and teach them what self-care looked like. Like tell them, hey, I can't do your kids. I can't be grandma right now because I'm a hurting mother. I had to be able to say that without feeling like I was hurting their feelings. I had to do self-care, and it's okay. They will learn by watching you. And I feel like my children have learned how to deal with death a little differently by watching me. So let them see you rest. Let them see you heal. Let them see you cry. Let them see you laugh. Because all of that will create a healthy environment for them. Okay? All right, that's my little thing for the moms. Okay, Team Replay, let's give a commercial break for Team Replay. Team Replay, if any of this, you're still here and any of this has touched your heart, I want you to remember, take care of yourself. Don't forget to grab your free download and your affirmations and do your own journaling. And if you're on Team Replay, happen across this because YouTube recommended it, and you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification all so that you'll be notified when I do go live, because I do show up other than Mondays and Wednesdays. But you can count on me to be here Mondays and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, that's my commercial for Team Replay. We have to do Team Replay, y'all, because Team Replay, they be showing up. Okay, I wanted to share this for, like, this is my pile. This is not even the pile. This is just the pile for this year, right? This year. I don't even think this is this year. I think it's still some stuff. This is the stuff that's not in a book. And this is what I'm talking about, like this. I use this to really hone in on my, my mind or whatever. Right. But when I'm really, really by myself and I'm not on YouTube, some of these you might know because some of them I might have done on the live, maybe. But you'll get to see, like I took something simple. This was a watercolor. Like I'm just going to kind of flip through some of these and kind of still give a little bit of what I'm going to offer you. Okay. But today I want you to think about how are you going to create your joy painting. These are all my joy paintings. That's what I call them. Create joy paintings that I did in the studio. Okay. So what are you going to do for your thing? It might not be watercolor. Like I know my husband's on here. He don't do watercolor. So what is, like even with him, I challenge him. What is your thing? What is your one thing outside of working? These are papers. So we're just going to flip through. I was testing out papers. And these are beautiful. New paints that I got, Winsor & Newton. These are some that are going to go in frames. But this is how I created my joy. Look at that. I love this. The brush strokes. This one, the brush strokes are okay. But this is how I get to go back. Now, it brings me joy to be able to share my art with other people. Like right now, sharing these with you guys here on the live. That brings me joy because some of these you maybe haven't seen. Some of these maybe you have. I'm not sure. I'm just going to flip through. I'm not going to be too slow because it's a pile. Even swatching. Because I was trying to swatch a different perfect green. Didn't work out because I ended up, I think, over there. But simple. This one's going in a frame. This one's from, I think I was doing a class, but I like it. I'll put a sentiment on it, turn it into a card. That one's nice. So whether some of these, I'm going to tell you, I don't like them. Cherry blossom season came in. I started painting cherry blossoms. I put a sentiment on that. I didn't like it. Put a sentiment on that. I didn't like it. I didn't even like this one. It just wasn't cool. But I keep them. Oh, well, listen. We put cherry blossom in a vase. We were feeling ourselves. Practicing on my leaves because I like to be perfect with my leaves. But it doesn't work. Okay, that's that. And then these right here, I separated them. That's only by, what do you call it? The different size paper. That's it. Now, sometimes we have to be intentional about creating our joy, right? Because if you don't, it won't get chosen. So I want to share with you. I'll just like these. They get same. And right here, there are no rules. Like this was ugly. I'm not a perfectionist anymore when it comes to my art. I used to be, but these are just, they're okay. But you know what? They made me feel better. I took the time to sit and paint these. Each one probably because I was feeling away or maybe because I needed to have time to myself. Not sure. That's what I might need to do is start putting, if they're not going to be sold, like this one will end up in my shop because I like the brush strokes are very, very pronounced. But other ones I might need to start writing on the back of them while I'm painting. No, I can't do that because usually I do that in my journal. But then, yeah, look at me. My bad. I'm thinking out loud. But I was thinking about, so because this is kind of like my journal vent page, if this was a good time, then I can write on the back. It was a good time, how I was feeling, whatever. Until then, when I get ready to share them, I could maybe, I don't know. I'll think about it. This one is disgusting, but we kept it. This one I'm learning how to do English rolls, but I kept it. This one, swatching new paints. These were Daniel Smith new paints. Yep. These were getting better. So, yeah. The brush strokes on this right here tells me that I was rushing, really just slapping the paint down. There's probably 3 or 4 about like this that I needed to sit in the moment and probably really feel the feels of how I was feeling because of the brush strokes, the way they are. They're very thin. I wasn't very detailed. If you pay attention to what I said back here about my brush strokes, my leaves are important. This is how I can tell this was just I'm trying to get into it, trying to feel how I want to feel. So that was what I was saying about I need to maybe put some kind of index on it to show. But I know for the brush strokes, probably why I don't do it. Okay, so this is, while I'm telling you, is find something. See the difference? There you go. There, you see the difference? See how these leaves are more detailed and I paid attention to them, whereas these were just slapped down because I was probably trying to take a break, give myself room to feel my feelings or whatever. Same thing here. This one's a good one. Good one. Yeah, these were practice. All those went together. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. When you take that book, and they all go on and on and on and on and on. That's one I did the other day. I like the blue. I did a live, I think. I did a video on, I think, on this one. And that way you get to, this one was yesterday, which was Sunday. I was a little overwhelmed, and the paint represents the overwhelm. Played with salt in my watercolor, was trying to make myself feel better, again, by doing something different, practicing, learning something different. They turned out cute. Okay, let's see. Here we go. This is a perfect example. Before and after. Before, I'm trying to get my emotions together, trying to relax, trying to concentrate on my brush strokes, and then I'll just like forget it. I'm feeling crappy. I'm not feeling like I want to do anything, but I do want to paint. And as I was doing this, I also did a little journaling page. I wrote in the journal, and then after I finished with this or whatever, so I finished with this, and then I wrote in my journal, and then I created this. You can see the brush strokes are so much smoother. They're not forced. They're just flowy. You can even see the roses kind of pop off the page, where these were just in chaos. So that's what I'm explaining to you, is find that thing that makes you sit down. I'm not going into all of those down there because it's a bunch. I'll have to do a video of all of my, and that way we can do that. But this one, I just really want to concentrate and just really show you that the same thing I'm telling you guys to do, it's the same thing that I had to do to get out of my funk. Like, today isn't over with. Today isn't over with. And it's very possible that I could go into a funk again, go into a funk today. But I do know that I'll be in the studio, slapping paint on paper. I'm doing some renovations. Not renovations. I'm doing moving some stuff around. But this is it. Pick a box. And then that way, to each day, you get to say what you want. At the end, you want joy. Do you need to take a break? Ask yourself, what do you need? Are you feeling guilty about not doing something? Ask yourself, question it, whatever it is, write it down, and then figure out what it is you're going to have to do to get to joy, or whatever your thing is. That's my thing. That's what I wanted. So I want you to repeat after me. I want you to think about this. I give myself permission to feel good. I give myself space to breathe. I am worthy of peace. Right? Simple. Remember, creating joy does not just happen. You have to choose. Joy isn't just going to jump on you, but grief will. Okay, So if this touched your heart, if you're reminded to take care of yourself, please do something creative today. Even 5 minutes. Do it just for you. You remember I tell y'all at the end, I used to close out my videos, or close out everything with do one thing just for you, because we can't pour from an empty cup. Remember that? Same concept, right? Okay, so if you're in the replay, or if you're on the live and you haven't gotten your free download of affirmations to help you start your own journaling practice, right? It's in the description box below. Use them to guide your days, maybe your brush strokes if you decide you want to pick up a brush, right? Hello, Susie Q. But if you want to start your own journaling, click and grab your free download, right? Use them to guide your days. If you're going to do the brushing, your brush stroke, then use your brush stroke to guide you. Remember, we're healing. I'm healing one brush stroke at a time, right? That's what I do. I personally do watercolor painting, mixed media, and acrylic to heal. Okay? Whatever your one thing is, I want you to choose one thing so that you can give yourself permission to feel good, give yourself permission to breathe, and give yourself permission to find that joy, that peace. It is not a crime to take care of you first. Okay? All right. If this live has inspired you, please share it. And if you have not hit that like button, please hit that like button. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you in this space, because why? Over here, we're just doing things to get us through everyday life. Why? Because life is already slapping the hell out of us. That don't mean we have to lay down and take it. We can fight back, but we have to have some tools to do it. We do. Okay? All right. Now, I am going to show up. Hey, guys. I have to show up at the end. I don't show up in the beginning, but I have to show up at the end and let you know that here, she's real and she doesn't mind showing up. So I want you to take, if anything that I said today resonated with you and you need to take care of yourself, I want you to do that. I want you to really, really, really take care of yourself, because at the end of the day, if you're not taking care of yourself, nobody else is going to worry about you like you're going to worry about you. Set those boundaries. Put those boundaries up. My studio is my boundary. When I'm in here, I really don't want to deal with anybody else, right? And then when I put up the do not disturb, that means I don't want to deal with the world. I need time to take care of Karen. Because when I tell you life after losing not one but 2 children and a granddaughter, it's not easy. But I get to show up in the studio and renew my joy. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to figure out what it is that you need. Whether you're using a paintbrush or whether you're using a pen, I just want you to take care of you. Remember, you got this. And remember, do something today. Share it with me in the comment. Come back to this video and share it with me that you did something, or send me an email. All of my information is in the description box. And you can send me an email. All right, guys, I've enjoyed hanging out with y'all today. And if you wasn't here, I'd be talking to myself. So I appreciate you showing up first for yourself and then showing up for me, because I showed up for me first and then I showed up for you. So you guys have a great day. And remember, we'll be here Wednesday. We're here every Monday and Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central